and then threatened the whole hospital staff talking about she finna blow this place up. But pause, with me in it.
It's rolling. We're faded in. And this is the What's Your Ness podcast. I'm Spence Penny, joined by Alexander the Great, as usual.
Yeah.
And Alex, we got a guest today. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, today is somebody I've known all of my fucking life, man. Me and this guy used to be outside just, getting into trouble, playing freeze tag, all the old school games before they had PlayStation. When all you had was a Sega Genesis or a Nintendo. You feel me? This is my cousin. We brought him in for a great episode. The one, the only, that guy, DJ Polo.
Welcome, DJ Polo.
Yeah. And
throw up no signs on you.
Yep. We brought DJ Polo on today for an episode that I think is going to be very special because he went through a very traumatic situation. So I wanted to bring my cousin on to talk about what happened and how he's still here throughout it all. And for that episode, we're going to do gratefulness.
All right, gratefulness.
Yes, because he's grateful to be here, and we all should be. You shouldn't have to go through some near-death experience to be grateful. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring him on so we can tell his story and then, talk about how grateful we all are to be here, at whatever capacity we can be here.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got the definition here. Gratefulness or gratitude is a feeling of appreciation for kindness received or a recognition of the good things in one's life.
Oh, man.
It's a positive emotion that can be directed towards people, experiences, or even the simple things in life. Practicing gratefulness can lead to increased happiness and well-being, is what the internet says.
I believe the internet this time.
Yeah.
I need to be getting that shit off of ChatGPT.
That was Google GPT.
Yeah, that's probably where Google get their shit from, ChatGPT. They're like, hey, ChatGPT, what should I tell this person?
Yeah.
Okay. So, give us a little background on just you, bro.
Oh, man, I'm DJ Polo. Man, I don't know too much about me. I'm a mystery, man. I don't like to brag about myself too much, For people who don't know me, I'm one of Keisha Cole brothers,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's what I'm. Yeah. We ain't gonna talk too much about that.
Man, like you said, he liked to be real mysterious, because people saw your brother more than they saw you.
Oh God.
Yeah, so a lot of people know his brother from the intertwining, but
that's who I DJ for when he making music, but
yeah. all good. So we brought you on because you ended up recently in a fucking motorcycle accident.
Hell yeah.
But like you said, as you can see, a lot of people don't make it past that, and you here with us today.
Yeah.
So we want to get into the whole situation and how it happened, and all everything that intertwined into it. But first, I want to get to this point. I want to ask you this question. Since you was in a motorcycle accident, because I ain't never wanted to get on a goddamn motorcycle. Like a bike was good enough for me. So how long had you been riding motorcycles before the incident?
Man, I've been riding them for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas been riding dirt bikes since we was kids. So, it wasn't nothing to jump on a bike. But, yeah, it's been some years.
Yeah. Okay, so
you like 5-6 years now.
That you was riding before? Yeah. Okay, so, like you said, just your transition from riding dirt bikes as a kid is what got you into like, fuck it, I can get a motorcycle.
No, I always wanted to be on one, but yeah, it prepared me for that. The same way driving a go-kart prepare you for driving a car.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, let's just get into it, bro. What What was your day like before the incident? Like, was it, like you said, was you
nigga, I was-
partying? What was the day like before we even got to that point?
No, I was at work. I was at a little security job I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was out in Fremont, and
Just
I was driving home, and I had got off in East Oakland to go my auntie house over there,
yeah.
and I got off, but I had missed her exit. So, I mean, I missed when I got out the exit. I had missed her street. I was up too far, and I thought I was closer, but I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I went up the street. I made a U-turn, and I came back down, and I was at a stop sign, and I was finna go right, and blinker on.
Just chilling,
I'm looking around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hoes on the blade walking past me and shit. I'm over there revving the bike up and shit at them.
Yeah.
Nigga shit.
Yeah.
And,
like you said, but you cooling. Like you said,
yeah.
Turn you done made it 100 times.
Yeah. Everybody done been, especially if you bent in corners on the blade. You bent that corner right there. But
Yeah.
it was right by a Hi-Fi beat shop. I think on like 11th or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You right in it.
Yeah, I was right in it.
Yeah.
So I was finna make a turn and shit, the rest is history. Shit, I woke up in Highland a month and a half later.
Damn, bro, it was that long?
Yeah, I was in a coma. Bro, for a month and a half. I woke up and I woke up a couple of times though. They put me in a medical induced coma when I was on the ground out there because they was trying to help me. I guess I was trying to fight them. But the guy, I done got sidetracked. I got off track. But I got hit. Apparently, I got hit from behind. Pause. No Diddy on that one.
No Cassie either.
No, nothing. No nasty Cassie. No pissy Diddies. And no dirty. What's the other broad name that's on there?
I don't know. I know the Punisher.
50 Cent's motherfucking baby mama.
I don't know his baby mama name.
What's that?
I just know she like
name?
Asian or something.
She the new chick that's on there. Yeah, she dirty too.
Okay. So,
but yeah, no nasty Cassie, no Diddy, no pissy Diddy, none of that.
So you said you sitting at the, like I said, one of the last things you remember is you sitting at the light. I mean, sitting at the stop sign. You said a stop sign or a light?
Sitting at a stop sign.
At the stop sign.
About to make a right hand turn.
About to make a right hand turn.
Blade and
like you said, motherfucker apparently hit
me from behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit sound wild. Every time I say it, I ain't gonna lie. That shit just sound crazy. You gotta pause that one. I don't give a fuck. We ain't from New York or nothing, but you see, they got the Yankee hat on. I'm a Yankee fan. I love New York, but nah, you gotta put a pause after that, especially all the shit with Diddy on. That's like saying nigga, I was oiling my legs up, nigga. You gotta know Diddy on that one. You can't even say oil no more.
Oh man, you can't have baby oil at your house.
Exactly.
You can't even have it at your house.
I got a bottle out of that in there since my kid was a baby, and I'm like, how much baby oil is that nigga using?
Hey, you don't need
my
a lot of baby oil.
My son is 10 years old, blood. This baby oil done lasted him and my 6-year-old. And it's still a half a bottle worth of baby oil. Nigga, how much baby oil are you putting on yourself? Slip and slide amount.
Slip and slide amount. Oh, shit. Yeah. So no Diddy. This is a no Diddy podcast.
It's a no Diddy podcast, please.
So the accident happened. The accident happened, and then you said I was gonna ask you. Like after the accident, what was the next thing that you remember?
The next thing I remember, I'll tell you a story. So I like I said, when they got me in the back of the ambulance, I'm still fighting them. You know I do MMA fighting and all that shit. You know, so I'm saying I'm fighting these motherfuckers. But they trying to save my life.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone with Courtney and Jennifer, bruh.
No shit.
Shout out to my cousins Courtney and Jennifer. Love y'all, Jen, Courtney.
Oh, hold on. Before we get into the ambulance story, do you want to show the footage that somebody caught after the accident happened? Yeah. Spinny, can we?
So the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, he was
so that's where
riding through the east.
Yeah, I was riding through the east. I was on the phone because I got a Bluetooth helmet. So you feel me? I was on the phone with.
Oh, you had a Bluetooth? You got a Bluetooth?
I had a Bluetooth helmet. I don't have a mount on this case, but I got a mount that sit on the bike and everything.
Yeah.
And that's me on the ground right there. People trying to help me, and
And the motherfucker just hit you and kept moving.
Just kept going. And you know, the only people that was helping me was the Mexicans, man. Shout out to the Mexicans, man. All the shit they doing to them, man. Shit, it wasn't. You see what the niggas is doing? They out there filming me. They ain't come help me. I'm laying on the ground fighting for my life. I'm about to die. But it was the what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Y'all take? Dog jump through the window.
All kinds of funny, strange things happen.
As it was shooting
What's Your Ness podcast basement? Yeah.
Did he fall?
Yeah, because it's like he came in and then there was too many people. He turned around and he got a little ledge. He slipped, but he made it. He made it up.
Yeah, he's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So what were we saying? Yeah, you saying
so,
like you said, you know, the Mexicans came and helped you.
Yeah, you know, they helped me and they stayed with me until the ambulance came. So whoever those people is, I really appreciate y'all because y'all helped save my life and keep me alive because I did die that day.
Damn, man.
I'm in the ambulance, so I guess I was fighting them, so they had to put me out. So they put me in a medical induced coma in the ambulance. Mm-hmm. They cut my damn jacket off. I don't know why they just didn't take it off, but I get it was a rush thing. But man, that's almost $1,000 racing coat. The Alpine Star racing coat. It was a nice racing coat. They cut that motherfucker off. They cut my motherfucking jeans off. They cut all my shit. So
they ain't got time to pull it off you. They trying to save your life. You complain about
no. They cut my Apple Watch band. And it was a rubber. It was the rubber band on the Apple Watch. They could have pulled that shit off. They could have slid that motherfucker right off. It wasn't nothing but a slide on, slide off type shit. They had to do that. They had to do that. Okay. Fuck them ambulance workers who did that. Y'all don't have to cut my Apple Watch band. I'm pissed off about that.
They saved your life, but you pissed off about that Apple Watch.
About that.
Okay. Hey, we'll give you that one. We'll give you that one.
Shit in pieces around here. Okay. I like that band. It was a nice little band.
You want me to get you the band back?
Man. Somebody please. Anybody out in the internet world, please help me get another Apple Watch band. They cut my rubber band. I got this hard metal gold one. It looked good with my jewelry.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it look nice. I like it.
But it irritates my arm.
I got you, cuz. Yeah. For the people who say this, like, thank you. I'll get the nigga another band. Please, thank you. I'm happy my cousin's still here. So don't worry, we'll get you another band.
So I guess they cutting off all this stuff.
Yeah, cutting off everything.
And they trying to get the helmet off me, and they cut the helmet. My cousins and them, they still on the phone. You know what I mean? So they hearing all this, and I guess the people, the Mexicans, tell him that he getting an ambulance. Like, you feel me? He good, and they was like, okay, well, and they didn't know where all the blood was coming from. It was so much blood. Like my clothes that I still got the clothes. They soaked. Everything is bloody. The helmet bloody. I got pictures of the helmet too.
Damn, bud.
The helmet was bloody. They didn't even think I had a helmet on when I got into the ER because how it was just I looked at crazy. Mm-hmm. My windpipe was crushed.
Mm.
Damn.
I broke my jaw. Mm-hmm. Knocked out 4 teeth. Broke both my hands. You see my hands all fucked up. That's what the surgery for in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. All my fingers, I broke all that because I guess I braced I think I got hit by another car though. I think when I got hit out there, because you see how I'm on the ground. Yeah. Because I braced myself for something, mm-hmm. and I think I don't know until my lawyers see the video of what everything that happened to me because I don't know. I can't remember nothing. And like I said, they get me to the hospital. And this is just my dad and them account telling me what happened and everything. So mm-hmm. they calling everybody and the iPhone when you get into an accident, it send out an alert to people and let them know to whoever on your little emergency contact list that you was hit. You was involved in an accident. So
shout out Apple.
Shout out Apple, man. Yeah. iPhone, you ain't got one, get you one. This motherfucker saved my life. Mm-hmm. So it called 911. On mm-hmm. top of the Migos calling 911 and being like, yo, blood out here on the ground, you feel me? And he got hit by a car. The car just drove off and left him. Mm-hmm. So my son and them, they all get to the hospital. And I'm first brought in. My dad's like, my son, he 10, bro. So they tell him he can't go back there and see his daddy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he don't know what's going on. He just know I was in an accident. He didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah.
So Pops walked back there, and my son just bogart his way back there and see me, you know, with all
laid out,
just messed up. He was like, I shouldn't have seen this. You know, it messed him up a little bit. And when I guess I woke up a little earlier than what I was supposed to, because they, like I said, they stuck me in a medical induced coma. So when I woke up, it was like the room was like shaking. It looked crazy, and it's a TV on, and it was playing some like real life alien show, some shit, some like alien encounters and shit. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's like some torso that go running by on the camera, but it ain't no body. It's just the torso, the whole bottom half, and it's just running. And then on top of that, it's a rabbit in their yard, and that's what they was filming. And then they see a torso just run their yard. So I'm like, what the fuck going on? And you know, like the room just looked crazy, like it's shaking. I pass back out, and I wake up again.
Did you think you were abducted by aliens?
We getting to that.
Okay, keep going.
So we get it. We get in there.
Yeah.
I wake up again. Like I say, the room is just like it felt like it's making this weird ass sound, like whoa, and it was just look like the room.
And you saying this is the same thing that you heard the first time you woke up?
So I'm just waking up, and it's probably I don't know if it was like 10 or 20 minutes later after this when I first initially woke up. Nobody knew I was woke in the room.
Yeah.
And I opened my eyes and I started looking around, and I'm looking at the TV again, and then it's like all the, you know, this is Highland. So they got all these crazy ass codes going off.
Yeah.
And I used to do security in the hospital, so when I hear code gray and all that shit, you know, that's a combative person, somebody acting a fool up in here. You get what I'm saying? So they keep getting all these code gray calls because, you know, it's Kaiser. I mean, it's Highland.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it's Highland, not Kaiser. Kaiser don't allow that ghetto ass shit.
Yeah.
It was Highland.
But
Highland don't allow that ghetto ass shit neither. They got a police station right there for you. They will take your ass to jail up in there. It's not a ghetto.
What?
So my mom's in there, and this goes apart with the police station talk. My mom in there, and they moving around hella fast. The doctor and shit over my head, and I guess they was gonna drop something. She acted a fool up in there, and then threatened the whole hospital staff, talking about she finna blow this place up. but pause, with me in it. Cause you didn't say nothing about getting me out. You just said, I'm blowing this motherfucker up. Y'all got me fucked up, I'll blow this bitch up. You know, she mad. My mama, she get upset. You know, she say what she don't mean. Yeah. And she just wild out. She crashed out completely and said this shit, man. And the motherfuckers, you know, they got her up out of there.
Yeah.
So they put me on on like a John Doe list. So nigga, you like nigga.
Didn't you have your ID and shit with you? Or something?
Yeah, but because she did that, they took the shit very seriously as a
yeah. So you on that list like people can't come in and find you.
You can't come in and find me. You couldn't come in and see me. Yeah. And you had to have a code where it was Orange 87. I didn't have no name. You couldn't go in there and be like, oh, I'm here to see Sean Johnson. Yeah. You feel me? You couldn't say that.
You had to come see Orange 87. You had to come up in
there and tell them. On top of that, no, I had to call, you had to get on a list. I had to talk to a social worker to put you on a list, and then they'll make a phone call to the social worker and be like, oh, is this person authorized to go up there to see me? All because she did all this. It made it hard for my family members to come see me. It made it hard for everybody. Yeah. But so I'm sitting in the room, and like I said, I'm watching this TV. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I hear all these codes going on, and then it's like Iron Man, and it's the new one, and he dying. You feel me?
You talking about the end of games one?
I think so. Yeah, whatever one Iron Man was dying in, I hadn't seen it, so I didn't know what was going on. So I'm sitting here and I'm laying
that's
here,
the Avengers joint.
And they calling code gray and all this shit, and this man dying, and I'm like, nigga, Iron Man real? I'm on drugs, y'all. Yeah. I'm on drugs.
Yeah, they got him highly medicated.
I'm like, nigga, Iron Man real? I'm like, nigga, they got me up in this motherfucker, and they ain't helping me. And at the time, I'm thinking I'm yelling.
Yeah.
And can't nobody hear me because I couldn't even speak. And I'm like, what the fuck? You get what I'm saying? And nobody's coming in. They got me restrained because they had me hooked up to all of my IVs and shit. So they got me restrained because, you know, nigga wake up.
Yeah, you might start to pull and shit.
Start pulling shit. So they had me restrained. I wake up and I'm looking, I'm like, Iron Man real? And I'm like, bro, this shit is crazy. I'm like, and they worried about this motherfucker, he dying, he can fix his own self. Come get me out of here. Right?
Yeah. Said I'm more important than that nigga.
I'm like,
that nigga got money. Boy, come help me.
So then the news thing come on. It's like a news clipping on Iron Man, like, and it show like the world getting blown up. So I'm like, my family, everybody dead. Right? I'm like, my kids, what the fuck? I'm like, and they got me strapped down on this ship. So
because you think you're
I'm thinking because they on a ship on the movie. So I break the restraints. I break out the restraints. I break out of them. Break the first one, snap the second one. I start snapping on my leg. I guess they hear it. Yeah. So a nurse come up in there, and she walk up on me. It's a little Asian lady. I am so sorry to you, ma'am. This was a good nurse. I'm sorry if you see this. I told y'all, look out, I was going to be doing some podcast. I done snatched this lady up by her motherfucking shirt and told her, bitch, we getting the fuck off this shit. She looking at me like I'm a motherfucking fool.
Yeah, I'm saying at that moment you was a little out of it. Like I said, you had a good reason though.
I done scared this lady, and she's screaming, and the last thing I remember was seeing two big nurses come up in there, and that was the last thing I remember seeing before they put me back out. Whatever they stuck me with, they did that shit like the movies. I was looking over here at the other big nigga, and somebody stuck me with some shit. Nigga, I'm just looking over, and then I'm just.
Did you say just don't?
Gone. I woke up a month and a half later, still not knowing what the fuck going on. Damn, so when I woke up, they had put a tracheotomy in me because I was on life support. Mm-hmm. And so when I woke up again, now they got me really strapped.
Yeah, because they saw you got some strength.
So they tell my dad, they was like, that nigga, he broke the straps. And those are meant to hold a 450-pound person. My dad was like, I seen that nigga bench press 455 pounds. So, and he's full of adrenaline. Yeah. And he's scared.
Yeah. Like
I said, y'all got a little Asian lady going up in there. No offense to nobody. They got a little Asian lady going. My dad was like, y'all got a little Asian lady going up in here. And that's the first person he see. Of course he gonna freak out. Yeah. He don't know what's going on. Like, y'all, and then he was mad because they dosed me up again.
Yeah.
And they was trying to talk to me. And, I'm up. And they didn't tell my dad I was up. And he was right out there. So when I woke up again, I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. And the nurses come in. And they like, he's awake. It's like, Mr. Johnson, do you know where you at? Do you know where you at? And I'm like, nah. And then I start looking.
So you didn't remember the spaceship stuff when you woke up that night?
I didn't remember none of that. Nah.
Yeah, like I said, that came back later. But like I said, so now they put you out. You woke up a month and a half later. Next thing you know, somebody asking you, do you know where you at?
Yeah, they asked me, do I know where I'm at? Do I know what happened to me? And I'm like, nah, I don't know what happened to me. It was like, you were in a real bad accident. You're in the hospital. Do you know what hospital you at? And I started looking around the room, and they had these curtains, and they said Highland all on them.
Yeah.
And I shook my head to the nurse. I'm like, yeah, I know I'm at Highland. And I feel like I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
But nothing's coming out. And they got my jaw wire shut, and I still don't even realize that. They had my whole jaw wire shut. I went through the wire like Kanye West.
Yeah.
I looked just like him, nigga. My whole face was swollen. And you see my face still swollen on the side. It's going down, but I was all puffy. Mm-hmm. So when I woke up, and the nurse was like, you know where you at? I'm like, yeah, I see the sign. Like I said, I see the sign. I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm at. Mm-hmm. And she
tell you that you've been in an accident.
She told me that I've been in an accident. Mm-hmm. And she says, you're paralyzed. And my first thought was, I done fucked up now. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I done fucked up now. Like, I'm like Tim the Toolman Taylor, nigga. I am clumsy as hell. I fuck myself up on my own. You ain't gotta fuck me up. I'll fuck myself up. Yeah. So, but I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do? So I can't move. I'm stuck in this bed. A nigga just cried. You know what I mean? I dropped a tear, and I'm looking at this lady like, you telling me I can't walk, but I can feel my feet. Like, I feel that my feet are cold. And
I ain't never been paralyzed before, but I don't think this is how I feel.
I'm like, bro, y'all telling me I'm paralyzed, and I'm just like, bro, this is crazy.
Like you said, I'm gonna take y'all word for it, y'all.
And then
Y'all,
she's explaining everything that's going. That I got a cast all the way up here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all cast up, and they was like, you can't speak because you have a trach in your throat. You got a hole in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm just sitting there, now I'm looking around the room, and on the board it says Sammy Johnson, Pops. Shout out to Pops. Pops,
Yeah,
love you,
man.
Pops.
Yeah, shout out,
Pops,
man.
Pops was there the whole ride, bro. Every day, bro. And that nigga live in Oakley. You feel me?
Yeah.
He lived like an hour and a half away from Highland. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he was there every day, but I seen his name on the board, and then I seen my two aunties, my auntie and my great cousin, my great auntie and my great cousin on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And they church folks, so I'm like, oh yeah, they've been over here praying for me and everything. They
As they should.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we got family for.
And they were the only 3 people that were in there, and I was like, I was looking for my mom's name. I didn't know that my mom had wild out.
Blacked out. Yeah, blacked out on everybody.
Crashed out on these people. Like, bro, you tripping. So I'm asking the nurse, like, I can't speak, so I'm like, yo, I need a phone, phone. And they was like, oh, he wants his phone. So they went to the locker, they get my phone out, and I started writing notes to communicate. Like, I still got all the notes.
You can move your hands pretty decently though? Because you said you was in cast.
Yeah, I was in a cast. That's what they was amazed by too. That I was able to hold the phone with the cast and still scroll and type. I was typing. Yeah, they was amazed by the typing. Like, they was like, bro, he gonna make a he gonna make a way.
Yeah.
So I was writing them, different things that I wanted to say to him, like
what just notes to your mom or
Nah, like I need mouthwash. You know what I mean?
Oh, you talking about to the nurses?
Yeah, that's how I was contacting with them and telling them what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like,
I need some mouthwash. Like, my mouth feel nasty.
No, because they was telling me, because I had my jaws, so they would have to make me rinse my mouth out. They would put mouthwash in there, and then they use this little sucker to suck it out.
Yeah, like the dentist probably uses. Yeah, something like that.
They put that shit in there and make me switch around. So I just tell the nurse anything, and so my family, they come in, you know what I mean, they come to see me. And it's like I see them, and then it's like I close my eyes, and then they gone. Everybody gone. I'm like, what the hell going on? Not knowing that these people was dosing me up the whole time. Mm-hmm. They was giving me pain meds.
Yeah,
and it was knocking me out. They was giving me propofol. I think that's the shit that killed Michael Jackson. For one. For real.
For real?
Yeah. That's what I think that nigga was on propofol, bro. That's what I remember hearing. That was the first time I remember ever hearing about
hearing the word, yeah.
And I was like, damn, he on propofol, some shit called Dilaudid, Oxycontin, morphine, and it was something else, and they was giving me that as a cocktail, bro. They had me up in there high as hell, bro.
But I'm saying, nigga, you broke a lot of shit. They was probably trying to.
They would, yeah, I know that, but
manage the pain.
But it was like, nigga, and I'm, I smoke heavy, so I'm trying to fight this shit, and I'm standing up, I'm tripping, I'm seeing shit running across the room. I'm like, yeah, I'm tweaking.
Yeah, you said that. I'm sure that wasn't there.
I don't like these drugs. Yeah. These ain't the drugs. I smoke weed. I don't sip syrup. I don't do coke. I don't smoke no meth. I don't shoot nothing. I don't do no Chris Rock. None of that shit. I don't fuck around. Mm-hmm. So when they had me on that shit, I didn't know what was going on. So my dad, I woke up, my dad was going off on the nurses. He was like, nigga, do he move? And they was like, yeah, he's out, he's in a lot of pain. And my dad like, no, y'all keep every time he got his eyes open, y'all come up in here and y'all dosing him up.
Yeah.
And then his ass is passing out. You get what I'm saying? I'm not knowing what the hell going on. So I told them, I don't even want no more narcotics. Don't give me no more narcotics, please. I wrote it in a note, bro. I told them, bro, no more narcotics. Please stop dosing me up. I told them I just want to, because they was like, are you ready to go to sleep? And I'm like,
what does that mean? What the fuck? Like,
and I'm like, so y'all just gonna drug me to go to sleep? And they was like, I'm like, nah, I just want to go to sleep on my own.
yeah.
You feel me? Like, I don't want y'all to keep
drugging me to help me out.
Like, every time I'm up, y'all keep putting me out.
Yeah.
So when they found out that when I told them no narcotics in the little note, I was like no more narcotics, please. You get what I'm saying? And they went and told the doctor, like, yo, no, don't. He's denying medication. He don't want no narcotics. And it was like, Mr. Johnson, you're gonna be in a lot of pain. You need to take something. I'm like, nah, just give me some ibuprofen, bro. I don't want that shit.
Bro, you was in a car accident.
They was like, are you sure?
In a
like,
motorcycle accident, and you
so
told people
they
just
gave me ibuprofen, and then they gave me a muscle relaxer.
Okay, well, like Valium or some shit like that.
Nah, it was like a Flexeril.
Oh, Flexeril.
That's what it was, a Flexeril.
Yeah.
They gave me a Flexeril, and they gave me 800 milligram ibuprofen. That's what they was giving me because I told them I don't want no more narcotics.
Yeah, none of that hard shit.
And if when I because I stay up naturally, I'm up all the time. And I don't really sleep till like 3, 4, or 5 in the morning. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I'm back up at like 9, 10 in the morning again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there I was only sleeping, an hour or 2, and then they was like, he needs to be asleep. Like, so they, like, yo, you want some melatonin? I'm like, that's the shit I give my kids. I'm like, fuck it, run it. You
say it's better than that cocktail y'all was giving me.
Yeah, for real. Just give me that stuff. Don't give me no more narcotics. So I got off the narcotics, and then I was like, I want to see my kids because I'm sitting in I'm in ICU, and they don't allow kids in ICU. So, my family up there, they visiting me. I want to see my kids and stuff, and PJ, shout out to my cousin PJ.
Yeah, what's up? What up, Cuddy?
And my his daughter Tran. I love you, Tran. She came and saw me and wanted to she wanted to see me. And she came and saw me. She cried and gave me a hug. It made me feel real good too. You know what I mean? Just to see her, thinking about me.
Man, family, like I said, having that family here.
Good, yeah.
Well, I got a in between question for you. Like you said, man, you woke up. She asked you, where you at. You told her, where you at, and this lady said you ain't never gonna walk again. At what point in your recovery did you realize that you was gonna be able to walk, or that you could, or like not to cut you off. I'm sorry. No. That's just the question. I'm just reiterating it.
The whole time that I was there, my dad even noticed that I would sit there and I would move my feet.
Yeah.
I move my feet. I'd be sitting in the bed moving my feet, and he asked me like, your feet cold? Your feet cold? And I'm like, nah. And so he kept putting covers over my feet, and I'd kick it off.
Yeah.
Like. No covers. And he's like, yo, and I'm telling him, I'm like, I could feel my feet.
Yeah, and it's like,
and I ain't gonna lie.
That's the bottom of it.
All the nurses that I had in there, they were bad as hell.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, bro, this is nuts. One of the nurses walked by, she thick as hell. I'm like, when my dick get hard, that motherfucker work. So I'm like, that's a plus. I'm like, they telling me my motherfucking legs don't work. My dick getting hard.
My dick getting hard, and I can feel my feet.
I can feel my feet. I'm like, yo, so what part of you is paralyzed?
What part is
So I'm just sitting here thinking about, I'm like,
they the doctors, huh?
Yeah, I'm good. So yo, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
I've been sitting up.
If this is paralyzed, I'll take you. Like, my dick still get hard, I can feel my feet.
Like shit. So I'm like, yo. So they were like, I need to use the bathroom that I hadn't peed. And they was like, you need to go pee. And I'm like, well, it's a toilet over there. Let me get up. They was like, nah, you got a catheter. And y'all said, how the hell did y'all get that in there? Y'all must got that shit in there when I was asleep. Because I'll beat your ass if you try to do that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they like, yeah, just go pee. All you gotta do is just pee. And they was like, it's gonna be very hard because you ain't used your muscles in a long time. So it's gonna be hard. So I'm like, bro, I'm sitting there, I'm like, this shit ain't working. this ties into the whole realizing I was gonna walk again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this shit ain't working. And they like, I'm like, yo, I could go pee. If y'all take this shit out me, like, let me just go pee. They was like, you think you go pee in like one of the little urinals, little things? Like you see the old folks with? My daddy got one of those. He got one of the motherfuckers in his car he ride around with, because that nigga, he old and he can't hold no pee no more. That boy go pee every 5 minutes, and they got him on water pills, so he pissed like a
Oh,
motherfucker.
yeah.
He pissed every 5 goddamn minutes. This shit is crazy.
So like I said, keep it safe.
He keep it
safe.
Yeah, he keep his little jug with him in the car, and I got him a new one out of there.
Yeah.
From the hospital. So they give me a little jug, and they sent me in the room. And they was like, yeah, we'll be back. And then I'm sitting there, I'm trying to go pee in this little thing. I'm like, man, this shit is not working. And so they give me some medication. They was like, this should help you go pee, and we'll come back and we'll check on you. They said because we did a ultrasound, and you're way past the amount of pee that you're supposed to be holding, and you're holding all of it, and we got to get it out. And they were like, if you can't go pee, we gonna have to get it out of you. And I'm like, what you mean? They was like, we gonna have to take a needle and stick it in your bladder and get that shit out. I'm like, oh yeah.
Shit.
Y'all gonna have to put me out before y'all do that, because I don't even know how y'all finna come at me with this needle and then y'all finna stick me in my bladder with it. That's out.
Bro, this is a crazy.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, the medicine started kicking in. I'm thinking, I feel like I gotta pee, but I still can't go pee. Mm-hmm. The doctor comes in,
and this is after they already took out the catheter.
They took out the catheter. The nurse comes in. He was like, look, dude, if you don't go pee in the next 10 minutes, we're going to put the catheter back in. All right? He said, I told him, like, give me 10 minutes. Just give me like 5-10 minutes, bro. I'm going to handle it. He was like, well, I'm going to give you 10 minutes. He actually gave me 15 minutes. And I still hadn't peed. I'm sitting there with the urinal like, nigga, pee. Nigga, you got this.
Do it.
You could do it. It's right there, nigga.
It's at the tip.
Just get it out. What are you doing? Just go. You ain't gonna pee on yourself? Go ahead. I'm thinking maybe I'm scared I'm gonna pee on myself or something. I'm like, nah, it ain't working. So
the doctor thinking like it's a mental block.
Yeah, the doctor coming there, he was like, nah, you still ain't with pee, man. And look, I done gave you 15 minutes. We gonna have to stick the catheter back in. Man, I'm like, bro, I just shook my head. Doctor coming there. They made sure the straps is down.
They better.
And I'm like, so he was like, first of all, no Diddy. This is some Diddy shit. He grabbed my meat. And I look at him motherfucking crazy, you feel me? I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? And he was like, you gonna feel some pressure real quick. And he was like, 1, 2. Man, I tried to swing at that nigga. I still damn near broke that strap. I pulled it up and grabbed. He's like, get on him. So the nurse had to hold me down because I'm trying to grab him. Yeah. I'm like, bro, they put the catheter back in.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to pee. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, they was like, oh, well, we got to give you a motherfucking laxative. And I'm like, oh, no. Those is for
the backside.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't never took one of those. I'm like, oh, man, y'all tripping. They was like, nah, you already took it, so you good. I'm like, huh? When did y'all give me that? I said, we gave you that little pee pill. I'm like, oh, man. That's why my stomach is turning like this. So she was like, oh, if you gotta use a bathroom, you gotta go right here. So they come in there with little pee pads like I got down for my dog. Like pee pads.
For you to shit on?
They put them under me. Pull my damn thing up and just tell me just go. Somebody gonna come here and clean you up. I'm like, yo, y'all bugging with that. Y'all tripping.
Somebody just go, what?
I said, y'all got all these badass nurses in here. I'm not finna do that. Why can't I just go to the bathroom? They're like, you can't walk. I'm like, bruh, I can feel my feet. I could walk. I'm like, man, nah, I ain't finna go shit on myself.
Wait, you told them that? Or you thinking that?
Yeah, no, I'm telling them this in the notes.
Oh, yeah, because you still can't talk. Fuck.
I'm telling them this in the notes. I can show you the note, bro. It's no lie, bro. I'm telling them, like, bro, this is degrading, bro. Like, y'all got me woke. Y'all got me messed up. I'm like, I'm not finna do this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm not about to shit on this pad.
Yeah, I'm not finna shit on myself. So yeah. I'm sitting there, and they put this. They got me all sideways and all up, and they putting this little plastic like another type of commode type thing up under me. Mm-hmm. And they like, just go in here and we'll do. I'm like, man, y'all tripping with this. I'm not finna do this. I'm sitting there and I fart.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I fart. Man, this is nasty, bro. All the shit just start coming out. I'm like, oh my God. So I start calling for the nurse. The nurse come in there, and they was like, oh, he used the bathroom, good. He clean him up. All this shit. I'm like, all right, we'll send one of them ugly, nurses up in there.
You in there fighting for your life, and you worried about the bad bitches seeing you.
Yeah, so and that's who they sent in there. They sent in the bad bitches, and they were young too. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. This is all bad. So they was like, I'm just sitting there shaking my head. I write in the notes. I'm like, this is degrading. I'm like, and they was like, nah, you sick, you hurt. You feel me? They was so nice, and they did their job, and they made me feel real good about what they was doing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, this woman taking care of me. You feel me? That's what made me feel good. I'm like, damn, and she actually wiping my ass gentle. And
like you said,
she ain't over there she ain't over there making no faces or nothing. And she just
doing her job.
She's doing her job, and she was real professional. And
shout out to that nurse.
Shout out to the nurse in the ICU. Every last one of the nurses in the ICU, y'all did a phenomenal job keeping me alive. Y'all did a phenomenal job just keeping me there and making sure I was straight and happy the whole time I was there. Shout out to all those nurses.
Yeah, man. Highland, one of the best trauma centers in this country.
Period. Like they cleaned me up. Yeah. They put some more pads under me. They leave the pads there. Yeah. It was like, just in case if you use the bathroom and you feel like you gotta go, just go and we'll come clean you up. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit again. Yeah. My stomach hurting. So I sit up. I'm a visual learner too. So I seen them hooking all this shit up to me and all of the different wires and monitors for my heart and all that shit. I watched them put all that shit in me. Yeah. And take it off when they was moving me and doing certain things. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm gonna pull this shit out. And I'm gonna use that bathroom. I set up, I pulled my feet over the side of the edge.
Yeah, but hold on, just for context, you haven't moved your legs in 2 months damn near.
2 months.
So that's still crazy to try to walk. Man, whether you can or not, that's crazy.
I was on that whole what was that bitch? What was that movie? That bitch was in the
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, wiggle your pinky toe.
I'm sitting there. I've been wiggling my toes. I said, "Oh, nigga, I can walk."
Yeah.
So I sat over the edge of the
Kill
bed.
Bill now.
And when I sat at the edge of the bed, I felt something pull on my neck, and it's because I had an oxygen cord hooked up to me. So I took the oxygen cord, I unhooked that. You know what I mean? I've been able to hold my breath for 8 minutes since I was 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, me and my brothers, we used to drown ourselves in the bathroom in a bathroom sink. Like, you can't hold your breath longer than me. You know what I'm saying? Like we in split sinks with our face in the water. So I've been able to hold my breath for a long time. And plus, Pops used to have unconventional ass whoopings. Oh, y'all niggas gonna go run 5-10 miles. Pops always been a runner, so Pops, you niggas run 5, 10, 15 mile runs.
So that's your punishment.
Nigga, and I'm a fighter, so I've been conditioning for all that type shit anyways. Yeah. So with the no breathing thing, when I unhooked the air, I was like, well, I can hold my breath, and so because I couldn't breathe, so I just held my breath, and I was looking over the edge, and I was scared. And I just went for it. I went off the bed and I stood up and I fell over. Yeah. And I was like, I got to get up before they find me in here on the ground. Yeah. And then they're going to be tripping. They're going to strap me down. So I get up out of the bed. I hooked all these monitors off. They all beeping. And I don't know that in ICU, when you unhook one of the monitors, it beep at every nursing station in there. Mm-hmm. So everybody knows. It ain't just like it's beeping at one station and it says beep, beep. No, it's beeping at every station that's in that area. So it's beeping and going off, and they like, oh, something's going on with Sean because all his monitors are going off. I'm up in there. I'm like, I'm gonna use this toilet right here. So I get up off the ground, like I said, I pick myself up and I look around and I'm like, ain't nobody see me do that. So I get up and I walk over there and I start using the bathroom. I set my ass down on the toilet and start using the bathroom. I look up. My curtain, I see the curtain move. The door is open. They open my door. The curtain slides back. It's about 8 nurses and 2 doctors. They running in my room. They like
thinking you flatlining or some shit.
Yeah, because it is the flatline thing going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The heart monitor, the whole monitor shit going on. So they like the EKG monitor is going on. So they like, the nurse walk in. She the first one. She see me. She like, oh my God, he's out of the bed. He's using the bathroom.
Yeah.
And everybody's like moving each other along to see because they know that what I done been through and they all been with me for these months.
Yeah, and they under
like,
the impression you paralyzed. Like, how the fuck you get up over there?
They was like, he walked over there and they was like, so they come in there, it's like, the doctors come in, they was like, Mr. Johnson, you disconnected all these monitors. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah. They said, I had a feeding tube. Mm-hmm. I had stuck the feeding tube because I didn't turn it off in time, but I just stuck a towel over that motherfucker because it was leaking. Yeah, and I just stuck a towel over that motherfucker and set it down. And they was like, "Oh, it's feeding." He turned the feeding tube off. They was like, "Mr. Johnson, you good?" Like I'm like, "Yeah." They was like, "Oh, well, when you finish, you know, you gotta get back in the bed." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I'm like, I'm trying to tell them
right, cool.
that get out of here because I'm trying to use the bathroom.
Like let me shit then.
Yeah, hurry up and get out of here, bro. Because like, I'm trying not to have a bloop 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 come out like and you standing here like, bro, get out of here. So they like, nah, we can't leave you alone though. And I'm like, what you mean? And he like, nah, nigga, we can't leave you alone. She got to stay here with you. So I'm like, come on, bro.
Like this is what I was trying to get out of.
So I'm like, come on, bro. So the nurse is like, look, I'm gonna give you some privacy. I'm a step behind the door.
But I'm still right here.
Blood was cool as hell. Blood looked like motherfucking Ben Stiller, bro. Shout out to Ben Stiller. He know who he is on that nurse team. This nigga looked like Ben Stiller, bro. I swear to God, it was the craziest thing in the world.
Beat the fuckers.
Yes. When I looked at him, I'm like, bro, this dude. So he was like, I'm gonna step behind the curtain, but I ain't gonna go out the door. I'm gonna close the curtain. I'm gonna give you a little privacy, let you finish doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So he stepped behind the curtain, and while he doing that, I didn't already then got off the toilet and cleaned myself up. Yeah. With these wipes and shit they had, and he turned around. I'm hooking everything back up. He like, hey man, you doing my job? I'm like, shit. He was like, man, you know how to do that. I'm like, bro, y'all done seen y'all do it a couple of times, and I'm a visual learner. Mm-hmm. So they hooked the feeding tube up, and they was like, oh dude, he's on oxygen, and they was like, Mr. Johnson, you've been off oxygen this whole time. I said, so I had told him like, you know what I mean? I've been holding my breath. Mm-hmm. Since I was 10 years old, I've been holding my breath.
You still doing these notes because, like you said, you got the tracheotomy.
Yeah, so I'm still writing notes.
Yeah.
Like, see, look, I'm telling them. I'm telling them the protocol, all that shit. You see, I'm like, bro, I'm telling them get out the room, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm telling them shit, and you know what I mean. Tell them shit like that, like basically I clean myself up. Yeah, that's the same note when I told them that I clean myself up and all that. They was like, wow. So they was like, yeah. I'm like, they was like, so you good? You were able to breathe? I'm like, nah, I held my breath. And they was like, I was like, yeah, I've been holding my breath for a long time. So they was like, if you could get off of oxygen, we get you out of ICU, you could be going home soon. So I'm like, yeah, that'll work. Mm-hmm. So then they was like, well, we got to start taking you on more walks and stuff around the ICU. So that video that
oh yeah, pull up the video of after all this, you know, they told him he was paralyzed and everything, and then he had to get himself right. Yeah, you said it's the same day?
Yeah, this is the same day that I had they came to take me on my first walk.
Yeah, there we go. Look at E on the phone.
I was putting my music on in my ear because they was taking me on a walk around the hospital. I was gonna do laps around the hospital.
After them telling you that you ain't gonna never do it again.
Ain't gonna never do it again. All the staff in there was they was clapping.
Yeah, look at you. Like I said, that's good. That's somebody who's in a fucking motorcycle accident.
Yeah, that's what they said. They ain't used to seeing people in the ICU room walking around. So everybody was like, you know, all the nurses and shit, they was juiced. They was like, bro, you a real life, you know, walking miracle, a superhero, bro. Like people that go through the type of shit you went through and the trauma that you went through don't even make it out. It was a guy.
Yeah, you look at my comment. They can't keep a real one down.
Yeah, you feel me? You see it?
Yeah. Damn, that was that long ago?
Yeah. January 3rd was my accident day. I woke up out of coma sometime around February. Yeah, something like that.
Damn. So I got a question for you. Did they ever find the person that hit you?
That's another thing. Fuck Oakland Police Department. Fuck y'all. Y'all not doing y'all job. Because if I was one of y'all motherfuckers and a nigga hit y'all off the motherfucking bike, y'all would have been found the nigga who did the shit and all this shit. It ain't no police report up. My lawyers and them trying to get the police report because they trying to sue his insurance. Whoever did this, they trying to go after they trying to go after them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But they ain't. Oakland Police Department ain't got no police report up. They ain't did nothing. They ain't contact me. They ain't told me shit about where my bike at. They ain't said shit to me. They ain't try to reach out to me. Nothing. And it's like they dragging their feet. We going on 6.5 months since my accident date, and it still ain't no police report. If I go out there and pop a nigga right now, y'all gonna have a police report up?
Fast. Like
If I go up there and run one of theirs over, somebody run one of theirs over, nigga, they being found that nigga before the end of the motherfucking
night.
End of the night, shit, and the end of the hour.
Yeah.
Couple of hours they be caught him. But you know what I mean? They dragging their feet, and I ain't tripping. But it's like they ain't caught nobody. I don't know who did it. I don't know what they look like. I don't know nothing. So
yeah, like you said, all you got is that video.
Yeah,
you fighting for your shit.
And the crazy thing is that I didn't I didn't know when they told me I was in an accident. Somebody sent me that video. My boss over at my job sent me that video.
No shit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah. So you know, like you said, this shit happened in January. You know, we in the summer now. So how has your recovery process?
My nigga Leno,
been?
shout out to Leno, bro. You a solid one, bro.
How has your recovery process been?
It has its ups and downs. It's been good, you know. Like I said, I fractured both hands, wrist, fingers.
Yeah.
Broke my back. Crushed windpipe. Broke my whole face. Had to have facial reconstruction. My jaw was wired shut. I lost both teeth. And you know what I mean. I'm still walking. I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm running around here. Yeah, and that's a good grip. Thinking for a nigga who broke his whole fucking hand, shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any advice you would give to anybody, any of our viewers, who want to become motorcyclists? Like,
I'm working on starting a nonprofit organization for hit and run victims. Yeah. On motorcycles and even bicycles too. I'm gonna do it for bicyclists too. But yeah. Because when you in that hospital by yourself and you alone, you know what I mean, you just sometimes you just want somebody to talk to or just to see somebody, you know what I mean. I'm trying to, like, you know, maybe we could be there, you know, for you when these accidents happen, like, you know, because that meant a lot for just all the people that came and saw me, my friends, my family members.
And some people don't have the family support.
Yeah, you know, even your friends, you know, it felt good. You know, co-workers came and saw me. My friends came and saw me up there. My family came and saw me. And it just to have that support, you know what I'm saying? And even if you don't, you still have it. You know, that's what I'm trying to build my organization around, is that you still have that support as a family. Like, we gonna be here for you. Even if I got to show up there myself and tell you my story, that I know what you're going through, because I went through it. My whole helmet and my, you know what I mean, like, it was crushed. And to look at that helmet, you get what I'm saying?
And you still here.
Yeah, it's like I'll show y'all the helmet too. I'll show y'all on camera. That's the helmet. You feel me?
Can I see it?
I don't know if it might be kind of blurry. Maybe hold it up, Alex. Hold it up in your camera.
That's the helmet.
Yeah. Wow.
Helmet barely protected me at all. So I don't think I would ever buy another one of those helmets. I got that. That's a
some dot.
It's a DC helmet. Yeah, I don't recommend DC helmets to anybody. You know what I mean? You, like I said, you see all the blood on the helmet. You see the gas.
But I'm saying that didn't make it a good helmet. That it protected your head. It kept you.
Like I said, when I got brought in the hospital, they didn't even think I had a helmet on. That's how bad that.
Oh, okay.
You see what we looking at? You know what I mean? That helmet is toe up.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't add any too much protection than me not wearing a helmet. They thought I didn't have a helmet on. The whole time, them people in the hospital thought I didn't have no helmet on. They thought that I was just, you know, out there doing wheelies on my bike, like.
Yeah, and crash.
And then
yeah.
I see the comments on that video. The person who shot that video of me laying on the ground. You know, I shouldn't have went there in the comment section, but I did. And it was like, oh, that nigga was probably out there high siding. Nigga, no, nigga, I wasn't out there high siding. I wasn't out there doing wheelies. I wasn't out there speeding. Nigga, I drive safely because I know what I'm on and I know what could happen.
Yeah.
And exactly what I was trying to avoid happening happened.
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing I could do about it. I'm at a stop sign. I'm in the right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I woke up in the hospital after my accident. I didn't even know what happened. So, but
well, I got a question for you before we segue into, you know, just talking about how grateful we are to be here. What do you think you learned from this crazy incident? Like, if you can grab anything from it, what do you think you grabbed from it, bro?
To all my riders out there, keep your GoPro cameras on. Whatever type of cameras you got on your bike, that's a lot more protection for you. And I did have my GoPro camera, and I had the mounts sent to the house, and they got sent that day. And I never put, they got sent later. It was supposed to come in the morning, but they didn't come to the afternoon. And I was already at work. Had I had those mounts, I probably would have been able to see what was behind me, because one of my mounts is behind me and the other one's in the front. I would have been able to put the cameras on and I would have saw. But those,
so it's like a live view too.
Yeah,
Oh.
you know, you keep that shit rolling. You know what I mean? So, especially when you're on a bike and you got the GoPros, you just keep the camera on. You know what I mean? Keep it rolling. It goes to a storage, so put your little SD card in there and keep it rolling. Or I think it saves to the cloud too. So, but I didn't put none of that shit on there.
So
I had just got it because I was like, this is the second accident. I had to lay the bike down when I first got it. I had just got tires put on it, and I was over here down the road getting a back tire put on the bike. And I was I was trying to merge into traffic from a middle lane. And a guy rolled by on his phone. And I got my blinker on, and I'm trying to merge, so I gas up a little bit, and he gasses up some more, and he does like this with the steering wheel.
Jeez.
And you know, anybody that know new bike tires, it's a film on that tire that comes off at like 500 miles or so, but you gotta ride it.
Yeah.
You gotta get this. It's a slick on that tire, so the tires be squirrely as hell. So when I kind of like hit the gas and tried to make it like a maneuver, the bike, I had to tip the bike over. So I just kind of laid the bike down and I messed my knee up a little bit. But yeah, that was just my second one. But yeah, that one was just the worst one. Like I said, GoPro cameras, that's what I would take out of it. GoPro cameras, and always, you know, make sure you got on the right gear. Keep your gear on. Keep like your gloves. Like my hands may be broke, but they ain't all cut up. You get what I'm saying? Keep your protection on. Make sure you're wearing the right shoes.
That's down to the shoes?
Down to the shoes. Because I had on Nike ones, and like it's going away now, but it was big as hell. Like it cut my whole leg from rolling, I guess. You know, but just making sure you have the right shoes, the right protection for your for yourself.
Yeah, like you said, yeah.
Stay protected, especially if you're riding in Oakland. I don't even recommend you ride in Oakland.
Yeah, that's probably there you go. That's something to pull from this.
Because any and everybody know, they do not care, bro. They run stop signs, bro. They do all that shit, bro. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's Oakland driving for sure. So now we talked about everything you know encountered through this crazy situation. What does gratefulness mean to you?
Gratefulness means being alive, here to be here with my kids.
Yeah.
Being a father.
Yep,
I'm grateful to have my life. That's the biggest thing, you know.
Yep. So we ain't heard nothing from Spinny because he's been doing his beautiful tech IT stuff.
The camera angles have been great. The cuts have been great on this one.
Yeah. Spinny's doing great, but I do want to, you know, like I said, this is my co-host, so I want to get my co-host to put a word in, bro. What does gratefulness mean to you, Spinny?
Just like a genuine appreciation of, you know, what you got and good things you got, and sometimes it's easier to lose sight of that when you're in the rat race trying to go after things, but events like this, crazy events from my life, have definitely, they put things in perspective.
Yeah.
I think, and after something like that, you can maybe have more gratefulness, like be opened up.
Yeah, I do things that I never did before. Like I started doing it in the hospital was getting up and watching the sunrise and the sunset.
Damn. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something that I never did as just a regular person. You feel me? Like I never did that, and to actually get up early in the morning to watch the sunrise, I look forward to doing that, and it just makes me feel alive. The smell of flowers and all that shit that normal people
walk by,
we walk by and just take for granted. Just walking around here thinking like, you know, we just gonna live every day. It's just cool. Ain't nothing gonna happen, and then something happens like this, and it just kind of changes your life. It just puts everything in perspective. Like life is that short, bro.
Yeah.
It could be cut off. Your water could be cut off right now. You know, you ain't got nothing. To do about it.
Like you said, stop sitting at a stop sign, and that could be the last thing.
So just enjoy. That's what I enjoy your life. Enjoy the things you got to enjoy your family while they here.
Yeah,
because we don't know how long we got them. And
yeah, that's definitely something I preach to my daughter. You know, because you know she's a college student and she's ripping and running and stuff like that. And I make it a point to let her know, like my dad will be 75 years old this year. I'm like, baby, people don't live to 75. So every little moment you can get, I know it seems like because he was born in the 1950s and you was born in 2000 and, you know, y'all don't have a lot of stuff in common besides DNA, you know, but still, people don't live that long and you going to wish you had more moments with him to reflect back on when he's gone. And when we, like I said, he living on borrowed time right now. Because like I said, it's people checking out at 54, 53, you know?
For real.
Younger
than that.
Yeah, so it's like, and it's from health stuff.
Yeah, from health stuff.
You know,
just
not even like somebody, you know, murdered or anything
drugs
like that.
Or you know, they you know, your health is really, that's the wealth.
Yeah. So, you know, like you said, that's something I try to make sure I bring to her attention. It's like, regardless of whatever, cherish the fact that you got grandparents. Because sometimes I think about it, bro, because I see so many people talk about how their parents aren't there, you know, like just gone. And I think about that like, damn, how blessed I am to have both of my parents, bro. Mm-hmm. Still, at this age, my daughter's in college and both of my parents are still alive in a part of my life. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of people can't say that, you know?
For real.
You know?
And you know, our dad's the same age, you know, like you say, we grew up together, they grew up together.
Yeah.
So it's, you know.
Yeah. And we just lost an uncle.
Yeah. My Uncle Pete, man. Rest in peace, my Uncle Pete.
Yeah, so R.I.P. Uncle Pete, man.
Great man.
Real great man. Man, great man for real.
Taught us all that.
Yeah.
And look, and here go my brother Jean-Pierre calling from the pen. I can talk to him later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so okay.
Any final
final words?
Gratefulness words for the people out there, Alex?
Okay, well, this was a intense episode, but I'm glad we got the information out. I'm glad you were able to talk about it because, like you said, I remember you saying that you haven't really been able to speak about it except to close family, you know. So I'm glad you got to be able to be here and had this moment. And like I said, we're gonna clip it up and shit. And like I said, anybody you want to share this episode with, you can be able to share this episode with. Your story will be out there now for you to show people and shit like that. So I'm glad I was able to have this moment with you, cuz, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Man, I love you, bro.
I love
man.
you too, bro.
Man, I love you, nigga.
Yeah, you know, nigga.
Yep. So this is the What's Your Ness podcast, man, and gratefulness is something that we all need to have more of, you know. You know, I'm Alex Great. You feel me? So you know, I try to pride myself on my gratefulness. But while you're out here choosing gratefulness, always remember to choose happiness. Because these two things, I feel like they go together. It's like if you're in life actually being grateful, showing gratefulness, then at the exact same time you have to be. It's just like they live together. You have to be choosing happiness, because that's what life is really about. It's about, like my cousin said, going out and seeing the sunrise, smelling the roses, and watching the sunset. When have you ever spent one day, just one day, seeing the sunrise and then watching the sunset? Think about that. Be grateful for all the things that we take for granted, for air, you know? So from Alex Great, Spin Spinny, DJ Polo.
You feel me?
in the What's Your Ness podcast.
And also be grateful that you wasn't in that room, in that freak off room, getting baby oiled up.
Yeah.
That's what we grateful for.
I'm grateful for that too.
Do you think Diddy's going to be pissed off that Iran might be shutting down that oil canal?
I think he'd be pissed off if Johnson & Johnson stopped selling him baby oil. That's what I do think.
Well, Polo, I want to say thank you for coming here and being a part of this and allowing us to have this gratefulness episode and talk about your story and your incident and just the resilience you showed to still be here, be walking, be moving around after all you've been through, bro. I'm proud of you. I want you to know that.
Real talk. I appreciate that.
But
Appreciate you, Spinny.
Yeah,
you too, man.
This is appreciation for coming on the podcast. We got 2 Ness Culture car air fresheners. We got the Warriors color ocean scent.
Well, hopefully it don't smell like a sock, but I like it.
No, it's ocean. That's the ocean scent, and this is our black ice. This is the.
This smell good, y'all.
Yeah,
This smell good, y'all. check out Ness Culture.
Yeah, Ness Culture don't play around, bro. And
This smell good.
as we do, we also want you to sign our Diddy juice.
Oh yeah, and it's a Ciroc bottle.
Yeah,
Shout out to my boy.
Yeah, find you a spot on there and sign that DJ Polo.
Man,
on that
free
joint.
Diddy.
Free
He ain't
Diddy.
do shit. He just a freak. Free pissy Diddy, y'all.
Pissy Diddy. Look at that, man, and smash this shit and still handing out John Hancocks, man. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that, fire.
All right.
All right, well, Spinny, take us out, bro.
All right. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, you folks, for all kinds of interesting content on the What's Your Ness podcast. DJ Polo, thank you so much for being here.
Ice City.
And Alex, I'll see you on the next one.
Until then.
All right. See you guys later. And we're out.
Man, bro. So, did you get any nurses to suck your dick?
Man, hell no, but I've been trying to knock one. We ain't on camera.